It's a delight to be in your home once again with the Presbyterian Show, the show that discusses everything Presbyterian. Today we are doing personality profile, and we have in our midst one of the finest, arguably the finest ministers of PCG. Don't go away, we'll be back, and I'll allow him to introduce himself. Don't go away.
This is a voice sampled for Ed Music Studio. As part of our strategy to meet the vocal requirements of our most cherished clients, we have sampled different voice clips to aid clients appreciate the clarity of our voices and our delivery styles. Check out our other voice samples and pick what suits your brand the most. You can reach us for your jingles and voiceovers on 0244-207-397 or 0271-223-444 or 0302-327-039. Thank you for listening.
Welcome back. The show is still the Presbyterian Show, and I'm here with, like I said, one of the finest ministers of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana. His name is Reverend Do. He will introduce himself. Papa, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Would you want
having me?
Thank you very much. Can you introduce yourself to my viewers?
The Reverend Erasmus Mensah Laryea.
Reverend Erasmus Mensah Laryea from Osu.
From Labadi.
Which part of La?
The clans, Laryea, if you know La properly.
Okay.
Laryea.
Inside La?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's where you were
Those
born?
who know La will understand the Laryea. It's one of the quarters in Laryea.
That's lovely. So, is that where you were born?
Yes, I was born in La.
You grew up there?
My growing up, I started education in La.
Okay.
Class 1, KG class 1.
Okay.
By class 2, I was out of La.
Why?
My parents traveled out, and I went with them.
To which country?
To Sunyani.
Oh, you're still in Ghana?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's fine. All right, so.
Instead, I went outside.
I thought you were out of the country.
Oh, I'm a Ghanaian, so I enjoy being in Ghana.
Lovely. So, would you want to tell us which year you were born?
I was born in 1960.
1960. Okay, in Ghana.
Yes.
And your parents moved to Sunyani?
Yeah.
Where I believe you grew up?
Yeah.
Okay. In Sunyani, which school did you start?
Yes, I started school at La Wireless.
La Wireless?
Yes, and went to Sunyani Presby.
Okay.
For some time, and then we left that place to Abisim, which is also near Sunyani.
Right.
I was there till class 5.
Okay.
When my senior sister came for me, and I went to stay with her at Koforidia.
So you kept moving around?
Yes, but I stayed at Koforidia for a very
long time.
Yes.
Okay, but were both parents Presbyterians?
Yes, they are.
Both parents. Yeah. So you've been a Presbyterian from day one. Yes. Exactly. So in Koforidia, I believe you also started some kind of schooling there as well.
Yes, I continued at Sarkodie LA Middle.
Okay, Sarkodie.
Yeah.
Is it still around?
Yes, it's still at Koforidia, Old Estate.
Old Estate.
Adjacent to Calvary Presby Church.
Okay, to which level?
I left Sarkodie in Form 3.
Form 3.
For secondary school.
Okay, which secondary school?
Koforidia Sectech.
Okay, well, all right. So is it Marymount?
Marymount.
Okay. But I wish you'd have attended Adisada College.
Oh, so you went to Adisada?
Yes,
you missed out from a secondary technical school.
Oh, really?
It's beautiful.
The only college in this country.
Sectech is out of the lot.
So from Sectech, I believe you went to
I had 7 years at Sectech.
Okay.
I did my O levels at Sectech.
Okay.
And then I did a 6th form, and from there I went to the University of Cape Coast.
Okay, that's fine.
And trained as a teacher.
All right. So let's stay with Sectech and the university. Did it ever occur to you that you would grow up and become a minister of the gospel?
From the initial stages, no.
Okay.
But I was seriously committed to the Lord.
Okay.
And whatever I found doing, I was doing very well.
Right.
At Koforidia Sectech, I was passed. At that time, we call it PMSU,
right?
Presbyterian Methodist Students Union. And I was seriously part of that.
Okay.
I was part of Scripture Union. I remember I was the Bible study coordinator of Scripture Union for a long time.
Really?
And both at the O levels and the sixth form level.
Okay.
So I was very much involved in those things. And I loved my church, so I was always with the Presbyterian Church.
So you didn't, you were not involved in the so-called bad boyish lifestyle when you were growing up?
No, I didn't experience that.
No, look at you. You are 60 plus.
Yes.
And you look good at your age. So I believe that even growing up, you were good looking.
Yeah.
Growing up. And you didn't have any issues with these young girls throwing themselves at your feet.
I was always with my books.
Oh, okay.
And my studies. And I kept to myself most of the time. So if I'm not doing anything, I either read or I'm hiding.
So you'll be a typical antisocial person? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not antisocial, but I wasn't interested in those things either.
So it's always book and book.
Yes. When I was in secondary school, sometimes I come for holidays in Accra.
Okay.
So normally when I come on holidays in Accra to be with my parents, I would walk. When I have a little money, I'll walk from Labadi through Laboni to Laboni Junction, and then to Osu Ebenezer, and sometimes to Kokomileme Challenge Bookshop, just to buy books.
No, just to buy books. Is that you have a pleasure in just walking, or just for the books?
You see, those days we didn't have a lot of money, and if you should take some out for vehicle, you might not get what you want. So sometimes I preserve the money for my books, and I enjoyed walking.
Sure. Tell me about your parents. What kind of parents were they?
They were nice. They were strict. They were not highly educated.
Okay.
My father dropped out of school when he was in standard 4.
Okay.
My mother never went to school.
Okay.
But they were beautiful parents who resolved that what they couldn't do, they will make sure their children achieve.
Okay. So how many siblings do you have?
I have 6.
6 siblings.
Myself 7, but 2 are
gone. Okay, may their souls rest in peace. So at the university, which course did you pursue?
I did science, physical science.
Okay.
So at the university, I did physics, chemistry, and maths.
Okay.
And then those days, we do a diploma in education. Okay. So concurrently.
As part of it, yes.
Yeah. So as I did my physical science,
doing the diploma as well.
Yes, I did education, and then I majored in maths and chemistry.
Oh, really? You're sharp. Very, very sharp.
By God's grace.
But so, what was the final aim? To become
a teacher.
A teacher.
Yes.
Okay. And you taught after school?
Yes. So it's interesting. I felt called to be a teacher because, you see, in those days when we had a lot of the revolution time,
yes,
late 79, early 80s, when I finished school. The first year I finished, I applied to Tech, Legon, and UCC. No, Tech and Legon.
Right.
I wasn't picked. Tech, I went to write an entrance exam. They didn't pick me.
Okay.
So I was in the house. I did 2 years national service, and then when the time came, they were on Aluta. They closed the universities. So when the time came for us to apply again, I applied to UCC.
Right.
And I think Tech or Legon, one of them. But I was there, and UCC called me.
Okay.
Now, UCC is not mainly for education, but those days, when you go there, you are going to be a teacher. That's why we did the diploma in education in addition. So, God called me to be a teacher.
So, which schools did you teach in?
I went back to Kofurida Sectec.
Oh, to teach in that school?
Yeah, in my school.
Really?
And I taught there for 10 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice. So, where did the ministry come in? At what time did the ministry come in?
Oh, I see. While I was teaching, as I told you, I was interested. I was very committed Christian. I was the chaplain for Scripture Union. I was the patron for PMS Unopji. I was the lay chaplain for the school at a point. I became an elder in the church, Ascension Presbyterian. I was an elder there, led the Bible study and prayer group for some time. So getting to the late part of the 90s, I mean, by the time I went to seminary, I was the Presbytery chairperson of Bible study and prayer group.
Interesting.
Ekropong Presbytery. Yeah. So that was the time I felt called to ministry.
So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at how the ministry properly started, which what do you call it, school, which is it Trinity, right? It's how Trinity started for you and all that. So let's take a break and we come back. Folks, it's been an interesting discussion so far with Reverend Erasmus Mensah Laryea. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll continue with the discussion. Don't go away. Welcome back. We're still having a fine discussion with Reverend Erasmus Mensah Laryea. Rev, so you went to Trinity, right?
Yes.
Okay. With the aim of becoming a minister of the gospel. Often when I ask people why they went to the ministry, they say they were called to become ministers. Is that your line as well?
Yes, but mine, I was working as a teacher. I was involved, as at the time I felt I have to go to the ministry. I was the head of chemistry department at SecTech. I was a chaplain. I was a housemaster. I was everything around. I was enjoying what I was doing. And all of a sudden, that interest to do secular work went away. And I felt I have to dedicate the rest of my life to the ministry. And I didn't go to Trinity just like that. Initially, I thought the Presbyterian Church of Ghana had the special ministerial training that is done at Abetifi. So that one, you are able to work and then go. When you complete, you decide to be in your workplace a tent minister, or you go to full-time. So I decided to go for that one. I went to write the exams and I passed. They called for the interview, and I went, and my dear Presbytery chairperson at that time, Reverend Aye Hansen, he looked at me, and Equipping Presbytery chairperson, he looked at me and said, Erasmus, I won't let you do SMT. Next year, go and pick the form and go to Trinity. Wow. And that was my interview.
Oh, okay.
So I left and I was feeling why, but by God's grace, I took up the challenge. The following year, my background is in science.
Yes.
Chemistry, maths, that's what I was doing. And so I told God, if this is the call that I felt, I was going to write the exams, I should pass, and then I should enter the first time.
Okay.
When we wrote the exams, I was high up there.
Okay.
And then we went to the interview, and I was among the first three. And so I entered Trinity Theological Seminary.
For how many years?
For 3 years.
3 years. Okay. And then you came out after 3 years.
Yes.
And you were commissioned full-time minister.
Yes. What happened is that when I went to Trinity, I even told all my friends that I will go full-time. We completed Trinity, and we're waiting for the posting. We don't have any say in the posting. The postings came, and I've been posted to go back to the Ghana Education Service as a chaplain at Prempeh College. Kumasi. So I had to pack my things and go.
At the time, you were not married?
I was married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was married, and I have children. Yeah.
So you moved the whole family to Kumasi?
Yes.
Wow.
That's interesting. That's part of the ministry, and I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed Kumasi?
Yes.
So how many years were you in Kumasi?
I spent 7 years in Kumasi.
Okay.
At Prempeh College.
Prempeh College, as the chaplain?
As a chaplain.
Okay. And then from Prempeh?
I came to Presec Legon.
Oh, so you've been in educational institutions for some time now. So
I was at Presec Legon for 11 years as the chaplain.
Wow.
Yes.
But being a chaplain and being a minister of a congregation, what would be the difference? Aside dealing with students and
the chaplaincy work is the structure we have now is like you've been seconded to the Ghana Education Service.
Okay.
So I worked as a teacher, and I did my work as a chaplain.
Right.
Saw to the spiritual affairs of which institution I was sent in.
Right.
So that's how it is. So you see, that's why I said I was sent back to the GS. GS paid me.
Okay.
And the church gave me something to show that I am. Yes.
Okay.
With them. So
then, at what time did you lead the GES and become a full minister of a congregation proper?
The issue is that whilst I was a chaplain, I pastored congregations.
Okay.
And let me you brought that in, so let me start from Kumasi. When I went, I was posted as the first minister to Bosheng Presby, Bantama district. Now, those days we wanted to, Bantama was a big district, and we zoned it. And so Bosheng, I was overseeing 11 congregations, and I was tasked to make sure it becomes a district. So I put in place the structures. And by God's grace, a year after I left there, it became a district. Where I worked alone, now we have about 5 or 6 ministers working there.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So that is, whilst I was doing my chaplaincy and teaching my chemistry at Prempeh College. Okay. And then when I left and came to Accra, Presec Legon, initially I was posted to Nazareth Congregation, Kwabenya.
Right.
So I was there from 2009 to 2012.
Okay.
And we began a congregation on Presec campus. Presbyterian Worship Center.
Right.
I and my colleagues who were there.
Was it going to be? Was it supposed to be a preaching point or a full?
We inaugurated it as a congregation from the first day, and so it was inaugurated as a congregation, a purely English church. It's still there. It's growing, and they are doing well. So you see, whilst you work as a chaplain, you also work in congregations.
Right. Right.
That's
currently you are with the Osu Ebenezer Church.
In 2020,
you retired.
I retired, and my first posting as a full-time minister was to Abokobi.
Oh, okay.
To assist the district.
Zimmerman.
Yes, Zimmerman.
Oh, okay.
I was there, and I also pastored Bethany at Akpoman for 1 year, and then I was transferred to Ascension Congregation.
Okay.
Is it
West Legon?
North Legon.
North Legon, that's right. North Legon.
Yes, behind Top Heba.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes, I spent 1 year there.
Okay.
And I came to Osu in 2022 September as the district minister.
So these movements, were you comfortable with them? Or you saw it as part of...
It's part of the ministry.
The ministry.
Movement is not easy, but you have to move and work for the Lord.
Yes,
so I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed the movement.
Yes.
And the kids and the mommy were okay with it?
Yes. Once we form a family, we were all part of it. They didn't have any option than to...
Okay, so you enjoyed ministry?
Yes.
Did you ever find it a difficult task?
Ministry?
Yes, the whole ministry work.
No. I enjoyed ministry. And I enjoy chaplaincy. I was telling my colleagues that if I'm given the chance again to come into ministry, I'll be a chaplain.
What was the driving force? What drove you?
I wanted to impact on the youth.
Okay.
Yes.
And you succeeded?
Seriously.
Okay.
Yes. You see, the chaplain in an institution is the face of the church in the institution.
Exactly.
And the Presbyterian Church stood for discipline.
Yes.
And doing things right. And our generation, we need to straighten them up. And so I was enjoying that, and I enjoyed doing that very much. And by God's grace, I know I impacted a lot of the children. So just last Thursday, I went for a 1 week ceremony, a funeral ceremony somewhere, and one of them saw me. He was running all over the place to come
and you hug.
Yes, and show that he's there. He's seen the chaplain.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's how wonderful it is to dedicate your life to bringing up the future generation of our nation and church.
Okay, that's fine. Tell me about Osu, your current congregation.
Yes.
Okay, is it predominantly a Ghana congregation?
Osu is a Ghana congregation with others there who are not Ghana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we predominantly, I think I will use that word, Ghana, but we have others there because our system is such that we had the first service, which is purely English.
Yes.
And then we have the second service, which is Ghana. So we catered for everyone. And you, if you don't speak Ghana, you can come to Osu. You are welcome to join us in worship.
Thank you very much. Now, and you are the district minister
for
Osu Ebenezer. Now, for the sake of my viewers who don't understand who or what a district minister is, could you throw more light on that?
In the Presbyterian Church, the district minister is the highest position you can attain.
Okay.
When you go beyond the district minister, you are appointed. You go and serve and come back.
Right.
But that is the highest position you can acquire. And the district minister oversees a number of congregations. The Osu district currently, we have 3 congregations. The Osu Ebenezer Congregation, Shalom Congregation, Bethlehem Congregation, which form the Osu. Hitherto it was a big one. Hacho was part of it. Agbogba was part of it, all over the place. But they did rezoning, and so right now we have these 3 congregations as the Osu district.
Okay, I still need some more clarity on this district thing. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll continue with the discussion. Folks, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll continue to understand what this district ministers and this district ministry is all about. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
To me.
Welcome back. The program is still the Presbyterian Show, a program that discusses everything Presbyterian. We're still here with Reverend Erasmus Mensah Laryea. Rev, so we're talking about district. Is there any statutory document that indicates the number of congregations that should come under a district?
Yes, you should have 4 or so. It could be 3 up to 4 or 5. Okay. And we have, in some districts, we have more congregations.
Okay.
And also it depends on the number. When you put them together, the number you get, that will form a district.
So as a district minister, your responsibility is to ensure what are the various congregations?
Yes, to ensure the congregations are running, they are growing, people are getting committed to the Lord, and all other spiritual and administrative work. So that is my duty. You know, the question brings into light the structure of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana. Okay. We start from the congregation. Yes. We go to district, which is a group of congregations. Then we go to presbytery, a group of districts, and then we go to the General Assembly. So that's the structure. So we have, for instance, currently in the Ghana Presbytery, we have about 28 districts or so. Okay. Yes. So we come together to form the presbytery, and then presbyteries form the General Assembly.
So within Osu Ebenezer, do you have a minister in charge, or you double as the minister in charge, the district minister?
Okay. I'm the district minister and minister in charge.
Oh, okay.
And then I have ministers who work under me, associate ministers.
Oh, okay. But correct me if I'm wrong, there are some congregations that will have a minister in charge and a district minister. Is it true?
No, we don't normally separate
them.
The head station, you see, the biggest congregation in the district, the minister there doubles as the minister in charge of that congregation. And the district minister. Okay. So I am the minister in charge of Ebenezer Presby, Ebenezer Congregation, and the district minister of Osu.
Okay, that's fine. So with all these experiences that you've chalked over the years, what are your aspirations? What do you aspire for in the coming future?
You know, where I have gotten to now, I have been a minister for a long time.
Yes.
And I am drawing, gradually drawing near to, and my goal is to give off my best, whatever experiences I have gone through, and to impact onto the ministers, the junior ministers who work with me, and every minister I come into contact with, what I have gathered, what I have learned, the experiences over the years, so that I will impact on them to continue. Because it will get to a time where I will not be there, others will not be there, but they will be there to continue. So what we have learned, I think it is time to make sure that they also learn, and we help them, equip them to continue the ministry. Okay, so that's my goal. That's my focus.
5 or 10 years ago, didn't you have the calling or the desire to be called clerk or moderator of the General Assembly?
You know, that desire was there, but you see, at that time, my focus was in chaplaincy. And you see, chaplaincy, the way we work, we are not in full time. You are in the school, you have been given a task to perform, you are on it. But I know chaplains who have been called to be currently the clerk of Equipping Presbytery. He is the chaplain of Ebri Girls. Okay. So whilst you do, when the opportunity comes, you can go, you can be elected upon to go and work as a clerk or a chairperson. Okay. But those times, those opportunities they were senior ministers who qualified most and they were occupying those positions. So I focused on my chaplaincy work and did my best.
That's fine, that's fine. But Papa, tell me, what is your take on LGBT?